is where we talk pertinence and not pettiness. Yes, we talk pertinent issues and not petty issues. And we speak truth to power. Now listen, we don't like to criticize, but if we must just criticize, means we must criticize. And if we do criticize, we only criticize to build and not to destroy. My name is certainly Blakk, Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much for coming along today. We have 4 very important things we need to talk about. And I want to be as quick as possible. Number 1. Now, I saw President Mahama somewhere in the Bono Ahafo region, going from place to place, at the marketplace, in what the NDC terms door-to-door campaign. My brother, my sister, we all remember when Nana Addo was coming into power. He was sitting in trotros. How many people remember that? Nana Addo would sit in the trotro and talk to the people and make the people believe that, listen, we share a common goal. We are both grassroots people, and we share in your predicaments. It's interesting, isn't it? Now that they are in power, are they still sitting in the trotros? We thank God for all the peace in this country. Nana Addo can walk all the way from Accra to do the Gaga Zabre Gaga and Zabzugu Tatale. Nobody would hurt him. Same way any president and former president of this country can also walk around for free, and nobody in his right mind would want to hurt such a person because of the peace we have in this country. To God be the glory. Now we have seen people sitting in trotros in order to get votes. And the moment they get the votes, and then they become presidents of this country, we know what they become. They will not even join, my brother, my sister, public aircrafts. Listen attentively. Before they come into power, they deceive us and tell us that they are with us. They sit in the trotros with us. They share our Kose and Masa and Koko with us while sitting in the trotro to make us believe that they believe in us and they share our sentiments. The moment they are voted into power, not even public aircrafts. They go by chartered aircrafts that charge them $19,000 American dollars an hour. They sleep in hotels that cost more than $1,000 American dollars. With 40 people in the entourage, you can calculate. They go out there and spend as many as 10 days, sometimes even more. 40-member entourage. Everybody pays over 1,000 American dollars for a room in America because of a single speech that Mr. President is going out there to deliver. My brother, my sister, we have seen how our presidents fly in chartered flights that charge them at least 19,000 American dollars an hour. And those chartered flights, oh my God, have mercy. They don't just drop these presidents and their entourage and come back. They stay on the tarmac, waiting for the president and the entourage to finish whatsoever they went up there to do and then come and join. Whilst the airplane is sitting on the tarmac, the Ghanaian people are paying 19,000 American dollars an hour. And it's the taxpayers' money. My brother, my sister, we have seen how President Mahama and his people made business out of just flying out of the country to go deliver a speech. We saw President Mahama sat in an airplane with an entourage of people that he could not even identify. Who are you? What's your name? Are you also part of my entourage? Where do you work? We have seen where people made business with the president's travels, cheaping the presidency to the point that mechanics and fishmongers were all part of the president's entourage to the UN to deliver a speech in the days of President Mahama. When I was in the UK, and I took advantage of the time to go do some small research, my brother, my sister, I was shocked. President Mahama traveled with an entourage, and half of the people he did not even know. Some of them were mechanics who were trying to find a way out of this country, the suffering of this country. They wanted to escape. And for that matter, they followed the ex-president on a flight in an entourage that was put together by the chief of staff and some other people. When the British people showed me this, I was shocked. So they turned the presidency into a visa racketeering stuff, my brother, my sister. Today, Nana Addo is in power. Nana Addo is also traveling with an entourage. 30, 40 people and even more. 19,000 American dollars an hour of flying. They park the aircraft, my brother, my sister, and go around doing their own things, whilst the aircraft is accumulating money and expenses for the Ghanaian people to pay. They sleep in hotels that the Queen of England herself will shiver at. At the end of the day, the taxpayer pays. Why am I telling you all this long story? My brother, my sister, before they come into the presidency, they are as humble as lambs. Before they come into the presidency, they are one of us. But the moment they get in there, they are somebody else. President Mahama is going out there, round talking to people, and he's asking them if they will vote for him. Mr. President, it's a very good thing. It's very good. I see the seriousness in you trying to come back into the presidency. I want to believe that you have learned from your mistakes. And I want to believe that by learning from your mistakes, you will be a better president when you become president again. Mr. President, but I also want to remind you that all these things that you're doing, other people did it before you. And when they came into power, they became chameleons. They changed color all of a sudden. So what you're doing, yes, is appreciated, but we will not be surprised if you become another chameleon. Because we are used to you chameleons, so-called chameleons, chameleon politricksters. We pray that you have learned from your mistakes, and when you return, things will be better. To go down to the grassroots and talk to the people. I appreciate that. Just like John Dumelo is doing. Also going around, one of the very serious aspirants. I see him running around left, right, and center, doing so many different kinds of things. Listen, running around is good. Talking to the people is good. But when you finally get into power, let's see what you can do for the people. My brother, my sister, think about it. Mr. President is going around talking to the people in the ghetto. I pray that at the end of it all, it will pay great dividends. That these arrogant people in power will be kicked out. Family and friends, government will be kicked out. That at the end of it all, the president who told you that the battle is still the Lord's and has handed over the whole country to the devil, selling out every little piece of this land to the Chinese for his family and friends to benefit. I pray that at the end of the elections, these people taste that bitter pill. When they go back and there's an opportunity for them to return, they will treat the people better. We have greedy politicians in this country, and it's not funny. So greedy. Before they come into power, they are our best friends. And when they get into power, my God. Yesterday I was reading something about the president of Liberia, Mr. Weah. I love Weah. I've interviewed Weah on this show before. But he made utterances that some youth in Liberia keep calling him left, right, and center, sending him disrespectful messages, asking him for money and for help. He said he's not going to support or help any person who disrespects him and sends him messages that are not respectful. Mr. President, you have been one of these people before. You have suffered in the ghetto as well. You ran around playing football. The country supported you. We know how you also supported your country. Now you are in power. A lot of people are saying that the government of WIA is a failure. A lot of people cannot wait for election time to come so WIA can be kicked out. I am so sad when I read some of these things from Liberia, because WIA should have been one of the exclusively good presidents. You know why? If you read the story of WIA, you realize that this is a grassroots person who, by the grace of the Most High, has been able to rise to the top. Such people feel it. Bob Marley says, he who feels it knows it. When you feel it, you know it when you see one. But WIA is castigating the youth in Liberia, calling them all kinds of names, my brother, my sister, saying that by the age of 19, he was staying with his mother. And you, at the age of 19, you want to leave your mother and go live somewhere. And I said, what? Could this come from a president? And he said this in church. At the age of 19, you were still living with your mother. And at the age of 19, I want to leave and go get some single room somewhere and be able to make life go round. President has a problem with that. President Weah, I hope that you'll be able to salvage your presidency with the remainder of the days, because a lot of Liberians are disappointed, and I love you, and I believe that you will be able to do it. Stand firm and let things happen. My brother, my sister, I leave this and tackle another one quickly. Now, you all have heard about the fact that Ghana has been blacklisted, right? I don't like that word. In fact, Ghana has actually been whitelisted by the EU. What does it mean to say Ghana and Nigeria have been whitelisted? Listen, for the EU to whitelist you as a country means that you are in a certain kind of terrorism or money laundering. Terrorism, money laundering. Now, I am beginning to think, could it be because of Ejapa royalties? I have read so many different articles from the West, including some of the top newspapers in the world, and they all are laughing and ridiculing Ghana. In fact, in Angola, they had a similar deal, and the whole world came down on Angola, calling Angola a very corrupt state. But Ghana has gone several notches higher than the corruption in Angola with the Ejapa royalties. Don't believe me? Google it out. Read it out for yourself. And hear what the international media is saying about Ejapa royalties. Is it another form of money laundering? Could that be the reason the EU has whitelisted Ghana? Could we look at another thing? Is it because of the Western Togoland defection or whatever, secession? Look at it. Ghana was considered one of the most peaceful countries on the continent of Africa. But today, can we say that? When we have the looming pressure from Western Togoland, which is not being handled properly, when we have Ejapa royalties hanging around our necks like albatrosses, my brother, my sister, there are some die-hard fans of corruption, die-hard fans of nepotism, die-hard fans of pluralism who are sitting by ready to fight you for doing the right thing. That's why they say if you are ready for war, I beg your pardon, ready for peace, or better still, if you are for peace, prepare for war. Because there are people who make money because of war. So if you want peace, it means they will not make money. They have to continue to war in order to make money. Nana Addo's government will go down as a government that encouraged corruption, a government that pretended to fight corruption, bringing in a special pretender, sitting down there as useless as a piece of used toilet paper. Special pretender, sitting down there and doing almost nothing, taking the taxpayers' money. My brother, my sister, and we sit back and we are like, what? Are these the same people who claim to be part of us? I don't have a problem with Nana Addo when it comes to this. He brought in a man who was out of his party and said, okay, you must be a neutral person. Whip my people into line. And the special pretender, from the day he was installed like an electrical appliance, he has remained a zombie. He has remained a robot, doing absolutely nothing. Posterity will judge all of you, one after the other. You failed this country. You turned this country into a ridicule. You turned this country into a bunch and a heap and a dump of corruption. Everybody's watching you. You fly using chartered flights all over the place, paying several thousands of dollars to the white man, throwing money away. To God be the glory. My brother, my sister, posterity is watching you. Ghana has been blacklisted. Nigeria blacklisted. As for Nigeria, we all know what kind of corruption goes in there. Nigeria is the most populous country in West Africa. 250 million people plus. You cannot expect the level of corruption in Ghana. A tiny dot, 30 million people, to the corruption happening in Nigeria. Unless God is the head of state. The Nigerian president has tried to bring some kind of sanity. Now there is something called the SARS, S-A-R-S. And they are coming to fight armed robbery. And a lot of Nigerian youth are being shot and killed in Nigeria. Our own citizens, least suspicion, they shoot and kill you. And the Nigerian people have started fighting. Buhari is a former coup maker. Buhari might be trying to fight corruption, but Buhari has certainly not been able to make it. Listen, in the days of Shehu Shagari, let me tell you something, take you down to history. Shehu Shagari promised Nigeria that he was going to build 200,000 housing units. When he came into power, he could only manage 32,000 housing pieces for the whole of Nigeria. Listen again. Shehu Shagari promised Nigeria he was going to build 200,000 housing units for accommodation, affordable housing. 200,000. He could only manage 32,000. That is not a bombshell. The bombshell is this. It still remains the highest number of housing units ever achieved in Nigeria. From when Nigeria had its independence in 1960, my brother, my sister, October 1. Nigeria has never been able to achieve these 32,000 housing units that Shehu Shagari put there. Listen, in our country, we look at who failed less rather than who achieved most. Listen, in our country, in our continent, we look at who failed less rather than who achieved most. The man promised 200,000 housing units. He ended up with 32,000. And he's praised in the history of Nigeria that he had more housing units than any other head of state or president who ever came. See the promises we had. See the promises we had from these old people in power. My brother, my sister, remember that you have a 4-year term. So when you are making promises, make promises according to your 4 years in power. Don't try to blackmail us, better still, whitemail us. And say, oh, you see what we have done? Half. When you vote us again into power, we'll complete them. That is hogwash. Work according to the time you have. Considering the 4 years we have, this is what we can give you. But if you give us another 4 years, this is what you'll be able to achieve. So the people will judge you by your first 4 years. You don't make lofty promises that you cannot sort out. And at the end of the day, you keep running around and then nobody understands what you are doing. To God be the glory. Election is coming. Please remember to be peaceful. And when you go out there, vote quietly and walk away. Watch your conditions of living and vote properly. Don't listen to all the noise. As for the noise, we have heard that so much. Mama came and made all this noise and went away. Nanado is still making noise all over the place. Think about it. Finally, my brother, my sister, I would like to end on this note. In South Africa, a song has become extremely popular. And this song that has become so popular is called Jerusalem. My brother, my sister, Master KG and Nomchebo Zikodi recorded this song. And before the song even became a hit, some of us knew that this was a big hit. Hear me now. It was released just around the virus time. And it started banging seriously. Today is the biggest song in the world. The gospel song from South Africa is the biggest song in the whole world. Chinese people are dancing to it. Indian people are dancing to it. Jamaican people who are hard to please with music are also dancing to this. Arabians are dancing to this. Africans must dance to this. But the point I want to make is this. The president of South Africa, my brother, my sister, declared the song a national song. The president of South Africa asked everybody to partake in the Jerusalem dance challenge. And he went ahead to say it's the biggest thing that has happened to South Africa. And he was very, very economical and humble with the achievement. In fact, the biggest thing that has happened to Africa in these times of the virus. The point I'm making is simple. Listen, music has the power to break bounds. Master KG has only been in the business for 2 years. Nomchebo has been singing gospel all this while. She said she almost gave up. But when Master KG asked her to come and record, she went late in the night, and this was what they came out with. And it's giving her the chance to be able to do music again. Master KG just bought a new Ferrari. He's from Limpopo. Nomchebo is also from Limpopo. Listen, the point I'm making is this. Music can do a lot. But when you live in a country where people praise trash, when you live in a country where people are not interested in music that uplifts, but music that insults everybody, when you live in a country where musicians believe that if they don't insult each other in the name of a beef, they will never rise. When you live in a country where musicians believe that their destinies are tied to politicians and therefore they have to sing for them, follow them on campaign trails before they can eat, we would continue to be at the bottom with our music. Listen, Master KG is only 2 years in the music industry. If this was Ghana, it would have been a public ridicule. People will be fighting all over the place. When did this person come? Can't you remember the old man, 700 years old, who made a hit 7 billion years ago? He should have been the one whose music should be achieving this. Finally, I'm looking up to the day that we'll have another president of this country respect the creative art like Kwame Nkrumah did. From the days of Nkrumah, Nkrumah had his own personal band. And he took this band round to promote Ghanaian music and Ghanaian culture. But no, in our country, when election is coming, that is when they remember some of the hungry musicians and throw some coins at them to come out and sing anything. To God be the glory. Please learn from South Africa. Music can heal. Coronavirus, people are dying. People are depressed. But music from South Africa. I spoke with a friend in England. He said, listen, all over England, wherever you go, people are dancing to this song. White and Black is the biggest song in the world right now. And it's from Africa. When was the last time Ghana showed on the international map? Courtesy Rocky Dawuni. We're able to smell a little bit of the word Grammys. But was Rocky Dawuni's song a global song? Was his album a global album? Despite all these achievements, how many people even played Rocky Dawuni's music on radio? How many people can remember a single song from Rocky Dawuni's album in Ghana? My brother, my sister, music can do a lot. I'm looking up to the president who will show a lot of love to the creative arts. To God be the glory.